Hi guys, I am Azaz Ahmed and you are watching Physics Online. As you all know, we have started the course Waves and Oscillation for BS and MSc students. The chapter we are studying is Oscillation. In our last chapter, in our last lecture, we studied about oscillatory motion, example of oscillatory motion that was simple pendulum, the mean and extreme point of simple pendulum, the restoring force, the cause of restoring force, the energy at different point of an oscillatory body. Before proceeding further, we need to learn some fundamental concepts regarding waves and oscillations. The fundamental concepts we are going to cover in this lecture are difference between vibration and oscillation, what is wave, how it is produced, important parameters of waves like amplitude, frequency, time period, wavelength, graphs, position time graph, velocity time graph, acceleration time graph. Let's start our today's topic. Difference between vibration and oscillation. Both are defined as to and fro motion of a body about its mean position. In wider concepts, both are used for the same things, but there is a slight difference between both of them. In oscillation, there is uniform distance covered by a body about its mean position to both sides, either or both sides of the extreme position. Like, let us suppose we have a simple pendulum. This is the mean point of the bob or the mass m. This is right extreme point, this is left extreme point. So if the distance this bob is covering is 4 meter towards right extreme point, and the same distance this bob is covering to the left extreme point, that is also 4 meter. So this is known as oscillations. Means that distance from mean position to right extreme point and mean position to the left extreme point must be same. And for vibration, this condition is not necessary. Vibration may be referred to as a physical change due to movement of a body. For example, if this bob is moving 3 meters towards the right extreme point and 5 meter, 6 meter or something like that towards left extreme point, then the motion of this bob is known as vibration. Let us study an example which will make it more clearer to you. Oscillation can be seen in swinging of a clock's pendulum. Like the clocks having pendulum, the motion of that pendulum is known as oscillation, as it covers equal distance to both sides of the mean position. And vibration is the stretching of a guitar string. If we stretch the string of a guitar, it does not cover equal distance towards both sides. Definitely one side distance would be greater than the other side. So the motion of that string of a guitar is known as vibration. Now we will study what is wave, and after this we will study how it is produced. As this chapter is oscillation, but oscillation and waves both are interrelated. We will study about waves in detail in the next chapter, but let us study the basic of the wave so that we can understand oscillation. So what is wave? Wave can be defined as disturbance in the medium. In the medium. When in medium a disturbance is made, the particle of medium start oscillations and it moves in the form of wave. Disturbance in a medium is called wave. When oscillations are made, oscillations are produced, it gives birth to a wave, and these oscillations are due to disturbance in the medium. Now we will study how wave is produced. The disturbance in the medium produces a wave, but a question arises how disturbance is created in a medium. So the answer to both of these questions is the same. Let us discuss how disturbance in the medium is created. That will be the answer to the wave as well. Let us consider an example. We have a person who starts speaking. I'm not good at drawing, so please ignore it. He starts speaking. Before he starts speaking, the particles of the air were performing their own motion, means their own vibration. They were not disturbed. As he speaks, the energy is transferred in the form of sound waves. This energy or this sound disturbs the particle of a medium that starts vibration, and this person was the source which produces the sound or which produces the disturbance. This sound travel in the form of disturbance, that is wave, and there is a listener who is listening what this person speaks. So he speaks, and the energy is transferred to the medium that perform oscillations, that particle perform oscillations, and wave is produced. That sound is transmitted in the form of wave. So as you can see that this person produces disturbance in the medium, and that disturbance was traveled to the listener in the form of wave. So we can say that disturbance in a medium is wave. Now let's come towards the parameters of wave, that is amplitude. We will discuss these parameters one by one. So what is amplitude? Amplitude can be defined as the distance between mean and extreme position. The distance between mean and extreme position, as it is distance, so the unit used will be meter. This is amplitude. Other parameter we will define is time period. What is time period? The time required to complete one vibration is called time period. Its unit is second. Next parameter is frequency. Frequency can be defined as number of vibration in 1 second is known as frequency. Its unit is hertz, denoted by Hz. The next and the last parameter of today's lecture is vibration. Vibration is defined as one complete round trip is known as vibration. Let me define to you what is complete round trip. This is the simple pendulum. It is the mean point of the simple pendulum. If we displaces the mass from the mean point and take it towards the right extreme point and then releases it, it will start motion from this extreme point to the mean point, then towards the left extreme point, then back towards the mean point, and then towards the right extreme point. So the motion, one complete round trip, is the motion from extreme point to the mean point, then to the other extreme point, then to the mean point, and to its original mean extreme point, back towards its own position from where it was displaced. It is called one complete round trip. Let us comes towards graph. First we will define xt graph. X is displacement, t is time. So that we will draw the graph in such a way that t will be on x-axis. Remember that always we take independent variable on x-axis. T is independent variable. We will take it on x-axis, and x is the displacement. We will take that displacement on on y-axis. The displacement time graph will be a sinusoidal wave. Let me define it to you. We have a simple pendulum. This is the mean point, extreme point, this is the other extreme point. The mass is at mean position. There is no displacement. We take the mass towards left side, so displacement is made. You can see that the graph is starting from here. We releases it. As it comes here, the graph comes towards down. At mean position the displacement is 0, so it is 0 here. Then it will go towards left extreme position. The graph will come like this. It will be maximum at negative side. Then back towards mean position, the graph will again go towards 0. The displacement will be again 0. Again towards this position, displacement will be maximum. So the displacement will be in between positive x and negative x axis. Negative means maximum side at this side, maximum at this side, and maximum at this side. It will oscillate between plus and minus. Now let us come towards velocity time graph. Again, t is independent variable. We have taken it in on x-axis, and velocity is on y-axis. This topic is related to yesterday's lecture, but I am doing it today. It's related to the previous lecture. In previous lecture we have studied the velocity at different position. Velocity is 0 at extreme position, velocity is maximum at mean position, velocity is again 0 at mean position. So you can see that velocity is 0 at extreme position. It started vibration, it goes towards mean position. At mean position it's maximum, again 0 at extreme position, again maximum at other side at other extreme position. Same will be the case with acceleration time graph. at mean position acceleration is 0 as it moves towards as acceleration is 0 at mean position. So if we releases the bob from this position, it will goes towards like this, and as it reaches towards the mean position, it will rapidly, the acceleration will become 0 and it will move towards the positive side and will reach towards maximum point. Again, before coming to mean position, the acceleration will be going like this, and as it reaches the mean point, it will rapidly comes down towards the negative side. The graph for xt position time graph will be a sinusoidal wave. The graph for acceleration will be horizontal patches or horizontal segments. We can call them as segments. For velocity time graph, we will obtain the graph in such a way.